This is golden energy yogic breathing with this exercise we're going to do today. But I'm going to back it up a little bit because there's a couple of new people here today. So I'm going to start with basic yogic breathing. But golden energy yogic breathing is just adding a visualization. So for those of you who have done this before, you can just go straight on and do golden energy yogic breathing. I'm going to start off by explaining the basic one for the people who have just joined today. So basic yogic breathing is a very basic breathing rhythm. Now, there is a section of yoga called pranayama yoga, and it means the yogic science of breath. And it's thousands of years old, and people have been doing breathing techniques for a long, long, long time. So the benefit has been culturally known for a long time, and now it's getting mainstream as well, and it's kind of getting integrated into mainstream medicine as well. You know, you can get prescribed with breathing techniques on the NHS, for example. I'll tell you to go in and do some breathing techniques because it's good for mental health, it's good for stress relief, etc. So basic yogic breathing is the most basic, really, breathing rhythm that you can do. However, it is still massively efficient, which is why we include it in this course. So let me explain what it is. So it's a deep breathing rhythm, and you've got to get the technique right, and you've got to do a bit of counting. So the technique is that the belly comes out first. When you breathe in, when you first breathe in, the belly needs to come out. And that's a bit counterintuitive sometimes, isn't it? Because you think you're breathing in, well, things have got to go in. Well, actually, the air is coming in and inflating your lungs. The diaphragm goes down and out, and it pushes the belly out. So to do a correct breath technique, the belly comes out first. So belly comes out first, but then your lungs are only half full, really. The chest comes out next, and then your lungs are about 80-90% full. You can still cram a little bit more in, so you go right up to the top of the breath. Because this breathing exercise really hinges on cramming as much air into your lungs as you possibly can, because it expands your lung capacity and it also expands your energy body capacity. And we talk about the energy body. The energy body is part of the bioenergy layer. We talk about that in that lesson. So, belly comes out first, the chest, then right up to the top, and then we do a little breath hold. So, about 2 or 3 seconds worth, you just hold your breath at the top of the breath, and then let all the air out in a long, slow, steady stream, all the way down to the bottom of the breath, and then you hold your breath again, just for another 2 or 3 seconds or so, and then repeat. So it's just a in breath, hold, out breath, hold. Now, the counting, it does depend on people's different size of lungs, so you have to adapt this a little bit for your own lungs, but generally speaking, it's a count of about 4 or 5 on the in-breath, hold 2 or 3, and then count of about 4 or 5 again on the out-breath, and then hold 2 or 3. So let me just demonstrate a couple of breaths before you do it. Okay, that's it. Simple as that. So you can do it with your eyes closed or open, doesn't really matter. Sometimes doing it with your eyes closed is easier because it helps you concentrate a little bit. And you want to try and do it with a vertical spine, this one. You can do it lying down. Some people do it lying down, but you don't get as much air into your lungs when you're lying down. So it's better to have a vertical spine. So you can do it standing up, you can do it sitting down. It's completely up to you. And try and use your nose for this breathing. It's not always possible if you've got a cold or a blocked nose or something like that. So it doesn't matter if you use a bit of mouth, but try if you can to use your nose, because nose breathing is more for calming exercises. That's basic yogic breathing. Now, the golden energy is actually adding a visualization on top of that. So on the in-breath, you want to visualize golden energy pouring in from all directions and filling up your whole energy body with golden energy on the in-breath. And then as you hold your breath on the top of the breath for 2 or 3 seconds, then you visualize that energy expanding in all directions as if you're an exploding star, an exploding sun. And then on the out-breath, the air is coming out of your lungs, but the golden energy stays. So you're breathing out, but the golden energy is staying and your whole energy body is vibrating and pulsating with clean, bright golden energy. So that's golden energy yogic breathing. Now, if you haven't done golden energy yogic breathing before, just stick to the basic yogic breathing just for this exercise, because it can be a bit tricky if you've never done it before to do the basic yogic breathing, do all the different techniques. You've got the belly and the chest and you've got the counting. And then on top of that, you need to do a visualization. It can be a bit confusing to start with. So if you haven't done this before, just stick with the basic yogic breathing. But for everybody else, just, do the golden energy yoga.